love a successful release. Join us this week as we get to experience life as a park ranger. It's fixing to be a wild one. Honestly, what I thought park rangers did and what I have a feeling we're about to find out are completely different things. State parks are such an important buffer between the compromise of nature preservation and public recreation. Well, hey, Brittany.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going good. Thank you so much for having us out here today. And who do we have here?
So this here is Mischief. He is a black vulture. He's one of our resident animal ambassadors, and he's rightfully named.
I'm curious, why is Mischief here?
So Mischief is what we call a human imprint. He was found as a baby and he was unable to care for himself, so he was raised by people, and unfortunately he ended up associating himself with people. Vultures are very social birds, so instead of birds being his social group, people are his social group. So being in here with him is great for him. He loves the interaction. It keeps him stimulated. We get him in here and do exercise. And the best part about it is that people who typically think vultures are just these nasty animals that eat roadkill, they can see him up close and get to interact with him and learn about how important vultures are.
So what would happen if there weren't park rangers to do what you do? What would the environment look like without birds like this being protected?
Well, it's hard to say, but birds like this, like I say, they play a really important role in the environment. Vultures specifically, they clean up a lot of diseases that other birds can't, but birds of prey in general, they're part of the food chain, right? It's just this big system that is really important, and without them being protected and without people learning about them enough to care about them, they could possibly go endangered, extinct. He's gonna chew your sock off if I don't stop him. Come here. So I've actually got an extra glove if you want to try working with him a little bit.
I would love that. I'm gloved up, I'm ready to go, and you've also given me a pouch of meat. I'm assuming this isn't rotten meat?
No, it is relatively fresh deer meat.
Nice and cold. Smells fresh enough.
We could cook some after and have lunch.
Hey.
Come here.
Good, because we don't have the budget to buy our own lunch at this point. All right, I've got my meat ready.
All right. Kind of hit your glove with your hand, get his attention.
Hey. Wow.
Awesome.
That is excellent. Back for more. I got some more for you. Oh, that is an interesting feeling.
All right, well, it looks like Mischief is full, so if you're ready, we can ditch the gloves and head out to the rest of the park.
I'm out of meat, so it's been fun, Mischief. What is your favorite part of the job?
My favorite part here, by far, are the birds of prey. Getting to work with them every day, and even though I, scrub poop and pick up carcasses, I get to do stuff like we did with Mischief earlier, and it's just really rewarding. If someone's personally connected to something, they're going to be more likely to want to protect it and preserve it themselves. And once you get that person on board, they're going to go talk to other people about it and get them on board.
Do your rehab birds help you do that?
Yes,
Make
absolutely.
That connection? I mean, I don't know much about the emotions of black vultures, but Mischief seems like a very happy bird.
Thank you. We like to think so. I think I just almost ran over a snake.
What?
I did not, but we're going to see if he's there. He might already be run over. Let's hope not. Sorry, I didn't put you too close there, did I?
These are so rare. How did you see that?
That's my job.
Wow. You can go your whole life and never see one of these.
For real?
Yeah, they are so cryptic, and they stay in the tops of trees. It's super rare to have this one down on the ground. That's wild. I've only seen one other one because I saw a branch droop, and so these green tree snakes are unbelievably cryptic. Tell you what, you and the birds of prey, I guess you hanging out with them, you picked up on
Maybe, I don't know.
This would be a good snake for anyone who's scared of snakes to handle, because they don't try to bite. Go on your way. I have a feeling this isn't your first time being stung.
I got stung 8 times in my shoulder one day, so that was not fun.
That's just what I want to hear before we go mess with bees.
It wasn't bees though, you're okay.
All right, well, they better be docile.
Essentially, it's short and simple. Pollinators are important for life. I mean, they pollinate the food that we eat. If that doesn't get you to want to care about them, I don't know what will,
That's good enough for me. Good enough justification. My one fact I know about honey is that it never goes bad.
True, it does not.
So they have honey from the Egyptian tombs that they could technically still eat.
Okay, this is really cool. If you want to see this, those are little bees that are emerging, like little baby bees that are emerging.
We're the first things they're seeing in this world.
This one with the yellow on its legs.
Yeah, look at that.
So
Cool.
that's compacted pollen. So when bees go out and forage for nectar, their body is covered in little hair, and it picks up all that pollen. And then they use their legs to brush it back onto their lower legs and compact it down into that, which is called a pollen basket.
And then they chew on it and spit it out, and it's honey.
Yep, and then some of it, that bee bread. So you see how it's that same color yellow?
That actually looks good.
Yep. Push that forward. There we go. And that's a beehive. There you have it.
The suits work like magic.
Didn't get stung. There you go.
Up close and personal with the bees. I just stepped right over this guy. Didn't even notice him. He played dead, flattened out his head like he was been stomped on. And he is the brightest yellow-bellied water snake I've ever seen, because he's still a juvenile. I'm gonna put him right back in this nice spot here. This is his optimal habitat right there. Gone. 2 snakes in one day. Is this what you thought being a park ranger was going to be like, or was all this just extra fun?
This was just extra. The Special Operations Response Team are the only ones that do carry the rifles right now. We go through special training for it, but there's other response teams. We have a swiftwater rescue, a fire rescue team, high angle ropes team. So there's a lot of different aspects to get into. This is just the route that I went, but no, I had no idea there was this much involved.
As part of her job, Brittany often finds herself on the Tennessee River. I couldn't help but gain a new appreciation for just how important these parks are. Not only for the resident creatures that make these places special, but for the people who recognize the need to reconnect with the wild parts of their souls that call them back to nature. It reminded me of a quote from Aldo Leopold. There are some who can live without wild things, and some who cannot. Imagine what it must be like to dispense with the walls of office buildings and spend your days on the great outdoors, providing people an opportunity to forge a personal connection with the land and the wild animals that populate it. She said it best, park rangers are here to serve and protect, to be the mediator between the preservation of the park and its residents, and we, the visitors, who come back time and time again, hoping to find the peace and wonder that only nature can provide. All right, Brittany, we have had an incredible day just getting to experience a portion of what you do on a daily basis, and I have loved the day in the life of Ranger Brittany. So inevitably there's going to be younger people watching this show who want to be just like you. So what advice do you have for the young Brittany's out there who are watching this and want to be a park ranger like you someday?
Of course. One of the biggest things I can suggest is to just get involved as soon as you can. Go out and volunteer. We have 56 state parks across the state of Tennessee. If you're in another state, find your state parks, your natural areas, and go volunteer.
Thank you so much for spending the day with us. We appreciate it so much, and I've had a blast, and I love what you do for conservation and what you do for education, and I can tell you're loving working on the wild side.
I appreciate you coming out very much. I'm happy to show you around for the day. Thank you.
Loved it. Woo-wee! What an awesome day. And I've got to tell you, we have done just a small fraction of the things that Brittany covers with her job as a park ranger. The preservation of the ecosystem, the animals that she protects, not to mention the managing and education of the public and keeping them safe, teaching them about why these areas are so worth protecting. From that to beekeeping to shooting guns and the law enforcement side, I loved it, and I hope you did too. And it just goes to show you, life's an adventure when you're working on the wild side.